It's a great breakout down there. Welcome to week 50 of 70 for the evening, Ryan. We got Bryant below me here, and we're not going to go through the standings because last week was just terrible. But to the left of me, Trent is in the lead. Still trailing behind NFL Expert 69 in the pick'em, but
okay.
Let's talk about the important things here.
Not sure why that started playing. But I was going to say, I did y'all a favor by not putting the standings on the ticker at the bottom. I forgot. Sorry.
We appreciate that. Don't worry.
We can go through it quick. I think it deserves. Trent's worked hard for it. I think he deserves to go through the standings here. Right, Jesus, Trent right now he's 117 and 88, so he's picking 57% of his games. He's had a great couple weeks that lifted that average. I'm behind him at 109 and 96. Clark is right behind me at 106 and 100. Choi's at 100 and 105, and then Ryan's at 87 and 118. So I would say if anyone's listening, I'd probably start either grabbing Trent's bets right now because he's on a hot streak, or start fading all of our other picks. I think combined, they might go 15-0 this week.
Heck yeah. Well, I know on Wednesday we did our own top five, or on Monday, we did our own top five. Do we want to go over Peter's power rankings on inthezone.studio?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
All right. Well, he's got the Eagles at 1, which I think a few of us also had. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe we did. The Buffalo Bills at 2. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but Peter, you seem like a good guy. We'll let this one slide, I guess. Number 3, he's got the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess I can see that. I had them at 2, I believe, but 3's, their power rankings. It's whatever. 4, the Dallas Cowboys, and 5, the San Francisco 49ers. Overall pretty decent. I think I'd probably put the Bills a little bit further back myself, or down myself, but that's just me.
Yeah, I bet you the only thing right now is that he's clinging on to the Bills are basically 2 and the Chiefs are 2A, because at this point the Bills did beat the Chiefs earlier in the season. So
yeah, so they do still have home field advantage, correct? Same record.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, same record. And then 6, Cincinnati. I think I had Cincinnati in the top 5 instead of the Cowboys, just because of Cowboys did not look great against Houston. That's just 1 week. That can change.
That's going to be definitely recency bias right there.
Yeah. And then number 7 is me and Trent's team, the Minnesota Vikings, which I said if they can go and get a 10-point or better win against Indianapolis this week, they'll probably jump back into my top 5. Hopefully we see something better in their defense.
Yeah, desperately needed on that end, dude.
Desperately.
I don't think you're going to see worse.
True. We might allow Matt Ryan to have his first 600-yard game of his career.
Yeah.
Old, decrepit Matt Ryan finally breaking 600 fucking yards.
Yep. And we still win in a 1-possession game. Crazy. I think I saw Justin Jefferson's 450 yards behind Calvin Megatron there for all-time record for a season.
How much is it? 400 what?
450 something. I don't remember what for sure, but
in 3 games after he just had 220 and he's your key driver, I think that's going to be hit with ease, to be honest.
Well, we still have 4 games. It's week 15, so
15, 16. Oh, shit, there's 18. Never mind. Yeah, so I think he hits that with ease.
Yeah, we still got Indianapolis, which he should be able to get 100 on that. New York Giants, the Bears, and the Packers left. So I would think he should be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
How Tyreek Hill, is he number 1 right now?
He's second, like 50 yards behind.
Okay, yep. I didn't realize Justin Jefferson had overtaken Tyreek.
Yep. Cool. Miami didn't do a whole lot this week, and the Vikings, well, they lost, but they did a lot of good passing. So
okay.
So yeah. Oh, what do we got here? Okay, the
I
point.
was gonna wait.
differential.
Hold on, I'm gonna wait until we get to the actual Vikings game.
All
I don't know
right.
why it
I
opened.
saw this this stat though, and it's
No,
insane.
do you want to get it out of the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
I
start.
mean I'm cool with it.
Okay,
okay,
we'll wait.
well,
We'll wait.
Before we
Whatever.
actually get into picks here, so I need your guys' opinion on this. I saw this tweet and I wanted to present it here. It's the point differentials for the top teams in the league right now. And right now, I would say the Eagles are plus 138. The Bills are plus 132. Cowboys are plus 131. Chiefs are plus 86. Vikings minus 1 in point differential. San Fran, that has no offense, plus 120. Bengals plus 70. Ravens plus 51. Dolphins plus 4. Now, I got two questions for you. I guess one, what is more shocking, the Vikings minus 1 or the Dolphins only plus 4 when we've been talking about is offense on this team?
For me, it'd be the Dolphins plus 4 because here's overall up until this season, I have never heard of point differential being a huge stat to go by. But you get the Vikings and Kirk Cousins, and all of a sudden, point differential is super important. And I, it's a very, very bad stat. It just shows how bad the Vikings defense is.
Yeah,
but we're still winning.
Like when you lose, it's huge. I mean, it's insane.
I mean, us going 40-3 against the Cowboys did not help our point differential at all.
Yeah, that and the Eagles game week 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say those ones are rough. But I saw that, and that's been like my feed today was between the Warzone updates and the point differential. That it's been a heyday.
So yeah, that's like my 2 points. Is when all of a sudden Kirk Cousins and the Vikings point differential is important. Which the year that the Giants won with Eli Manning, I believe their point differential is worse than the Vikings is right now, actually. But yeah, the other thing is the Dolphins. All you hear is how high-powered the Dolphins are, their offense and that stuff, and you don't hear about how low their point differential is. And so why aren't they on the same grading scale as the Vikings?
It's got to be just the 10 wins right now compared to
I was going to say the only number that matters is that number in parentheses just to the right of the team names.
Actually, you know what I was going to say is the bigger surprise to me, other than those two, is how do the 49ers have plus 120 point differential? I know they got a solid defense, but their offense is dookie minus. I mean, think that would be garbage differential if Brock Purdy hadn't started this last week.
So here's how. Half of that 120 has come in the last 2 weeks with Brock Purdy as their starting quarterback. Just saying.
That's just a fact right there.
That's
facts. A scientific fact.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go to the second page here, Bryant, or no?
Sure. Let's just get it out of the way. We both have host privileges, and we got.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you did. Okay.
Yeah. Ignore that I liked this tweet from this screenshot here, but and then it just records with passing. Which, if you're cooking for 400 yards in a game, you think your team is going off. I mean, Tom Brady 12-3, Mahomes 8-2, Joe Burrow 4-1, Derek Carr 4-0. Shockingly, Josh Allen 3-1, Jared Goff 3-1. Kirk Cousins 1-5-2. He has 2 ties.
I guess
that's the weird. He has more ties than wins when passing for 400 yards. That's extremely weird.
I feel like we had a tie last year.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess I don't know that one throws me off because honestly, this year it's been, and this is career. This isn't just obviously this year, but it's really weird when Kirk Cousins is the focal point, and when he's cooking, all of a sudden it's like the Vikings fall. I don't know if they're giving their opponents too much time, or I mean, that's just I think more indictment on the defense sucking ass at that point.
Well, let's look at it this way: the last 3 seasons, this year we're ranked 32nd in defense. Last year, ranked 32nd in defense. The prior year, ranked 31st in defense.
Oh, there you go, 31st.
Yeah, we improved 3 years ago, I guess. So that's what I love. That again, I'm going to die on the hill that Kirk Cousins is a damn good quarterback. He's, in my opinion, the best quarterback the Vikings have probably seen, except for maybe Fran Tarkenton. But
what
when you're
Brett Favre when he was 48 years old,
he had a good season there, but that was only one season after. But I mean, as career lengthwise, I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins being maybe
Yeah.
second. That's what I love, that the goalposts always move, and they've moved this year. Prior, it was losses were QB losses, wins are QB wins. Kirk Cousins can't win games. This year, we're winning games. Well, it's the whole team. Justin Jefferson's playing a huge part. Well, it's like the goalposts always move for Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
and it's annoying as hell because it's mainly Vikings fans that move the goalposts. It's like, just shut up and appreciate the guy.
I was just gonna say that's what happens when you have haters, Ryan. All of a sudden the goal, because trust me, Patrick Mahomes, it wasn't good because he had good wide receivers, or the wide, and then the Chiefs say the wide receivers are good because Pat Mahomes lifts them up, and both can be true. I mean, it just
Don't get me wrong.
If the Vikings fans are saying it themselves, that's not good.
Well, I mean, it's a ton of people. I mean, when has Kirk Cousins really ever had respect? He wins some close games this year. I think he's leading this season in one drive victories and fourth quarter come from behind wins. I believe he's leading that stat this year in the NFL. So he does that, and you put a few chains on him, all of a sudden he's a pretty cool guy, but he's no different than he was these last few seasons. Like, he's been doing this his whole career. It's just he hasn't had a defense to back him up. And that was the same thing in Washington too. Washington usually had an average of 28th and 29th ranked defenses. So the guy is, unfortunately, just doesn't have a defense to back up his game.
I'll agree with that.
Now that we've got Bryant's Viking hate out of the way.
That's why I log in every Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Vikings hate. That last tweet was Kirk Cousins love. That's what that was.
Right.
I would agree. I usually just I seriously don't know how every time, like, I'm scrolling my feed, you'd think mine would be more like, again, I agree with you saying there's a lot of haters out there, because usually it should be Chiefs love. I'm following all these Chiefs accounts, and it's literally Chiefs love, and then Chiefs hate if they lose, and then Vikings hate. I've never seen one person outside of this group saying, yeah, yippee, way to go Vikings, woohoo. It's everyone is anti-Vikes.
And if you are a Vikings fan and you go through Twitter, a lot of times there's a lot of stats like Kirk Cousins is one of 3 people in the last 2 decades that have had 30 touchdowns and this many yards and this QBR. And it's usually tied to Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or Patrick Mahomes. He's in a good group of people. Like I said, he just doesn't have a defense on his team to back him up every season. He just give him a top 20 defense. That's all I'm asking, a top 20 defense. And I think you'll see a pretty damn good team.
I agree. No, I would say it is one of those, just like, I've been dealing with that my whole fucking career as a Chiefs fan, other than like Mahomes, like, first year, is we just need them to make, I mean, look at us almost losing this last Sunday. We just need a defense to make like 2 stops, maybe 3, because we score on about every drive. But if you're going to allow a score every drive, it's same thing with the Bengals game. So, and
I'm guessing it was the same type of stuff when Alex Smith was the starter, because Alex Smith, again, a decent starting quarterback. He wasn't Mahomes level, but I'm sure there were a lot of stats to back up that Alex Smith is a terrible quarterback, blah blah blah. When truly he wasn't.
If I remember, it felt more like when Smith was playing, we were the Niners. We had the check down, do nothing offense really. Even under Andy Reid, but we were dink and dunking it, and then we had a solid defense. And then all of a sudden Mahomes comes, and we had just enough of a like a Venn diagram of that 1 year of when the defense was solid and Mahomes was cheap, and then all of a sudden, we went full offense at that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on to the Thursday game. I can stop with my Kirk Cousins love. Sorry, guys.
All good.
All right. First game, Thursday Night Football. That's tomorrow night, or tonight if you're listening on the pod tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, whatever. San Francisco at Seattle. We got a division rivalry here. San Francisco 3-point favorites with a total of 43. Brian, why don't you kick this one off?
You know what? This one worries me a little bit already into this, because I was looking at it. Debo's obviously out. Now they're talking about because Brock Purdy got his oblique injured in the second drive of last week. He played pretty well the rest of the game, and now he's questionable for tomorrow. I think I'm going to still pick San Fran. I think that defense is incredible. Seattle's kind of dropped off a bit. I mean, they dropped a game to the Carolina. They dropped a game to the Raiders, and not that they're not kind of peaking right now, but those aren't good teams. So I mean, I don't care who starts at quarterback for San Fran, whether it's Brock Purdy or fucking put George Kittle just back there and wildcat the whole time, and he pancake blocks while he's running the ball. I mean, I think San Fran covers the spread with ease.
Yeah, Trent.
Oh, let me see here. I think you know where I'm going here.
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco minus 3.5 is going to cover. They're scoring a ton of points right now. Seattle, I mean, they've been winning games. They've been hit and miss on scoring, though. So I do like San Francisco to head to Seattle, be on the road, and still cover 3.5. Brock's slinging it. I think he just continues. I was looking up jerseys on NFLshop.com today. $130, Brock Purdy. Can't decide if I want to get the red 49ers or the white 49ers jersey. We'll see.
Ooh.
You should do red because that's kind of it's a different red than Iowa State, I guess.
I think it would be fair. I think this is the consensus. If your favorite team is the Vikings, you have to get the home team Vikings. But if you're a fan of, but if it's a player on the other team, you have to get the away jersey.
Yeah, I like that. I can go with
Don't they have a cool alternate black?
They're black with the red numbers. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Which I don't know if they got Iowa's okay to do black jerseys, but
they must have asked permission.
I'm just saying, Ryan, don't say Brock Purdy in a black jersey because I might rip through my zipper here. I saw that a few times the last few years, and buddy.
So I don't know what it is. So this has nothing to do with betting, but like Iowa State has put in David Montgomery. They put in Lazard. They put in Breece Hall. Just in the last few years, Kene. I never crossed my mind like I'm going to get one of their jerseys. But Purdy, I don't know what it is. Like, I want his jersey. I don't know if he's just.
I would say there's one very distinct feature between the four you just listed and Brock Purdy that's a difference there, Trent. But.
No.
I wonder what it is. No,
I just think it's just like he was the quarterback for 4 years. Like he's a huge reason that Iowa State took that step forward, being the leader of that team. I think I don't know. So I think I might pull the trigger.
I would agree with that. I've been thinking the whole year. I was like that's why I hated that Breece Hall went to the Jets. If it was literally about not the Jets, Houston Texans, or Raiders. Or I'm sorry, anyone AFC other than Chargers. Or I'm sorry, AFC West. I think I would have gotten a Breece Hall, his rookie one from the beginning. But it was Jets. I was like, do I want to wear a fucking Jets jersey? No. Yeah. But it's Breece Hall, and I love the guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Lazard was number 2. Like I thought about getting a Lazard jersey, but god damn, he plays for the freaking Packers.
See, sorry, I love you, Lazard. I can't wear my rival's colors.
Maybe I should have got his Jaguars jersey.
Yeah.
Ooh. That'd been pretty legit. That's a collector's item now.
Yep.
No.
All right. Sorry. Had to say that.
No, you're cool. So I know on Monday I said I was going to do all team totals joking. Well, there's 16 games and I have 12 team totals today. We got 12 team totals. I've got 3 spreads and 1 just game total. So, doing things a little different this week. This is one of the games that took a team total. I think Brock Purdy is playing. I don't think Seattle has that great of a defense. I'm going with the over 22.5 for San Francisco.
There we go.
Let me see here. Move up to Joey. Joey took San Francisco -3, and Clark also did the same. So we're basically all on the same side of things. I would have done San Francisco -3 too. So that means Seattle's probably going to win this game.
Yeah, now we've all gone Niners fever.
Yes.
Did the Texans game not teach us anything last week? I mean, that.
No. It taught me to immediately take the Kansas City -14. I know that much.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. All right. Next game is a Saturday morning game. I guess Saturday noon game. Minnesota is hosting Indianapolis Colts. Minnesota 4-point favorites with a total of 48.5. Trent, why don't you take it?
I have Minnesota covering 4 here. I think they bounce back. They're at home. They ran into Detroit at the wrong time. They're hot. They're scoring a million points right now. Indy's been hot garbage. Old man Matt Ryan, we said it earlier. He might go for 600, but Minnesota's still going to win by 4.5, probably a touchdown.
I was going to say, how are they going to get that half point? That's what I was wondering.
Well, if we've learned anything from the NFL this year, the refs just make up rules. So I think they can do that now.
I think you'd get that half point if you kick the extra point and the ball just landed on top of the field goal post.
Yeah. If it touches the upright, they get a half point.
So, this is one of the games I took the spread on. I think this is a big bounce back game for Minnesota. I think they clinched the NFC North this week. I do think KOC is finally sick of seeing our defense allowing 400 yards, and he probably had to come to Jesus talk with Donatel. Although I watched Donatel's press conference today, and it was very much, the scheme is fine, but the execution isn't good. Your scheme sucks ass, and I hope KOC told you that, because it really does suck ass. But I still think this is a game that the Vikings ride the ship. I'm taking the Vikings -4 on this one.
So, as you know, I'm the biggest Vikings hater on this pod. I calls them as I sees them. I was looking at the over-under because I get tired of picking against Minnesota every week. And to be frank, I don't know which Indianapolis we're going to get. Are we going to get the one that can beat the Chiefs? Are we going to get the one that falls out on offense? We're going to get the stinker that puts 0 points up or ties, Denver. So after last week, seeing Minnesota, every week they can score all the points and they can let go all the points. I still don't trust Indianapolis, though. I still don't trust Jeff Saturday. He's got a couple good wins. Minnesota covers 4.
So you say the team that can beat the Indy team that can beat the Chiefs. See, what we got going for us here is we have Kirk Cousins. He's not going to say bad words to the Colts players and get a penalty at the end of the game.
Okay, yeah.
So,
yeah, I think after that game in Indianapolis, we watched Chris Jones's mouth out with soap. So
yeah.
Yeah.
He goes blind like in Christmas Story.
Yeah.
It looks like Joey and Clark also took Minnesota. So again, Indianapolis will win this game.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry. Like, as much as we like to joke against the Vikings, I would just why not just give a loss at this point? I would rather lose and have with a Viking saying Vikings are going to cover this one, dude.
Again, though, you're right, though. Which Indianapolis are we going to get? There's 2 teams I don't understand, them and Tennessee. I don't have a clue what either of these teams are doing in the NFL.
Before we move on, are you worried about Jonathan Taylor running all over you, or do you think you can contain him?
Harrison Smith is back. Dalvin Tomlinson is back. I feel better about that. With Dalvin Tomlinson up front, I feel like we have a better run stopper now.
Nice. All right.
And Harrison Smith, it showed immensely how important Harrison Smith is with him out last week. I think with him in, we would have won last week, to be honest. But him being out was a big difference. Okay, next game, Baltimore at Cleveland. Baltimore 3-point dogs. Total is 37. I'll just start on this one. I took team total of Baltimore over 17. Just seems kind of low. I know Lamar is not playing. Honestly, I feel like they might be better without Lamar. I don't know for sure, but last week they won without him. Cleveland just hasn't impressed me much this year. It might be a cold game. It might be a good game for Baltimore to run. Don't believe Cleveland has that great of a run stopping team. So yeah, Baltimore over 17. Bryant, you want to go?
Oh, I can go for sure. Again, Lamarless Ravens, that's always going to concern me on the team total that he's going to be able to put out. If you've watched, the Cleveland these first couple weeks here, they really aren't starting off too well, even with Watson, where we thought, he was going to be great. Now, again, this is the second week of the year, and he's still working on the kinks. Like, when you're at a golf course, the second time of the year, and you're still working the kinks out with your swing and your stroke and everything. I think that's what's going on is Watson hasn't got enough strokes in. So if he can get some strokes in this week on the massage table, I think they'd be just fine. But I'm going to take the under 37 points.
If he could just get the kinks rubbed out.
Yeah. Yeah, if he
You'll
can
be
just
all right.
if he can get his stroke going, we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Trent.
I took Baltimore, actually money line. That's where the money
Ooh,
is
money
here.
dog underdog.
Yeah, Baltimore is going to win this game. They beat Pittsburgh last week. Cleveland looked terrible since Deshaun Watson's comeback because Deshaun Watson has looked terrible. Plug somebody in a game that hasn't played in over 700 days. I guess that's what happens. So I mean, Baltimore surprised me last week. Huntley, I don't know, right now is not that big of a drop off. I don't think him and Lamar kind of play the same style of game. So you plug in your backup who has the same style. The offense really doesn't miss a beat. So I like Baltimore to win this game.
Baltimore is plus 135, by the way.
We kind of talked about this on Monday a little bit, but Lamar, you talked about this, Bryant. He's going on Twitter, telling people off on Twitter, kind of having an attitude. Maybe Huntley is better and more receptive to the coaches too, to the game plan. Maybe Lamar goes off script and tries to do things too much, and maybe he messes it up. I don't know, but you're right. I don't think there was that much of a drop off last week. Trent?
You mean like Geno Smith, Russ Wilson situation in Seattle, kind of
that kind of deal? Yeah. I mean, we won't see anything like that. No, best trade here.
I think it's an easy, cheap shot to get in with Lamar, but it's like, seriously, dude, like this whole year has been and I think the Ravens kind of did, to an extent, set him up for failure too. You take one of his best young wide receivers and you trade him away on draft day. I mean, that's bullshit. Look at Vikings. Who's their best receiver? Second-year receiver. Who is Hollywood Brown? His second-year receiver that he was gaining. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. No one got that trade when it happened. You're going, so are you going to get a great wide receiver? And they have that. Is it Duchovny? The wide receiver.
David Duchovny from X-Files.
I cannot remember the wide receiver for him, but they just don't have him put him around weapons. But like we said, if you want Mahomes' money, you have to lift the talent of everyone else around you. You can't take all the money and then expect them to still shell out money for everyone else.
That's great that you had an MVP season, but what'd you do in the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, that's what we're paying for. That's.
Oh yeah.
Duvernay is who I was talking about. Sorry,
Devin Duvernay. Is that his name?
Devin Duvernay, yeah. I
Almost
knew Duchovny wasn't right, but
I'm almost as big of a star as Duchovny.
Almost.
All right, next game here. Oh shoot, what Joey and Clark do? They both took Cleveland, by the way, to cover. So
still got Nick Chubb and Hunt, and they got a solid offense going. I mean, that Peoples-Jones has really been picking it up, and I think everyone forgets that Amari Cooper's still on the Browns. It's just they haven't clicked just yet.
Yeah. But yeah, who would have thought being off 2 seasons that you wouldn't quite be able to go in and dominate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not plug and play. This is the NFL.
It's a little faster. And honestly, I feel like every season the game gets even faster, so it's just hard to get back into it.
Agreed.
All right, next game, Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo 7-point favorites with a total of 43.5. Trent, do you want to start this one?
Yeah, I'll go. I took the total of over 42.5. So I got it a point better. Miami can score points. Buffalo can score points. Divisional game in Buffalo. I think there's supposed to be some weather, maybe some snow. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's not going for me on this bet. But I like the points here. I like over 42.5.
I hate how much I like Mike McDaniel, because speaking of the weather, everyone keeps talking about cold weather. It's Buffalo, and Mike McDaniel wore a shirt at practice today. They said, "I wish it was colder." I mean, the guy knows how to expertly troll people. He is a player's coach. I hate that he is such a likable guy, but
yeah, I like him.
Whatever. Too. I mean, I still think head-to-head Chiefs beat him, so I don't have to hate him yet. But anyways, like you said, both teams can score offense. If this was the Jets where they have a stronger defense than Miami, I think I would go under. But with Miami's defense, I mean, they made the Chargers, who are finally just getting healthy. They really haven't played together all year. I mean, they just lost to them. I think Miami continues to skid, and I think Buffalo gets it done, but I'm going to go with the over 43.5 points.
I know Tua was beat up. He's playing, though. I haven't heard anything otherwise, I don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Tua's beat up. Tyreek's got ankle issues.
So I ended up taking the team total of Miami over 16.5. That just seems really low for that team.
Yeah, that does. I mean, even if it is Buffalo, it does seem like a low team total for them.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just address one thing real quick with Tyreek Hill?
Go ahead.
Dude, that guy is it's making me happy that he left, because he has been such a fucking liar with his timelines and the reason why he left the Chiefs. Just say you wanted money and be done with it, man, because I'm tired of hearing these interviews where I felt disrespected. They were barely targeting me. And then, like, he's acting like people can't look, like it's like we're doing revisionist history and we can't look at the stats. It's like you were targeted 159 times last year, and I think the lowest targets he had in a game, I believe, was like 4. You know,
so he said there were multiple games that he only got like 2 targets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said that, but you look back and people that have like eyes.
He said.
Yeah. He's like I'm okay when he's like joking around. He's like, yeah, to a way better Warzone player than Mahomes. I could give a fuck less. That's actually kind of funny, because I could totally see Mahomes is so talented and everything else I love him for. I would hope that he'd be bad at Warzone. I would hate that if he would be good at it, but
that,
you know,
totally,
when you go ahead.
Totally seems like something Tyreek would care about, though. Like,
exactly.
Like earlier this year when Mike McDaniel said, "Okay, we're becoming more intense. We're getting rid of the ping pong table. We're more getting, paying more attention to football than other stuff." And Tyreek, no, man, we're just getting a new ping pong table. That's why it's gone. We're just getting a new table. I don't think he cares about football that much. He just cares about the money and having fun, which is fine. If I were that talented, I might be too. But why are you burning your bridges?
That, please. Like, quit saying that you're being disrespected and shit, man. It just, I'm just getting tired of hearing it. Again, that's the other. It was Vikings hate, Chiefs love, and fucking Tyreek Hill all week for my NFL news.
For a guy that, I mean, Mahomes made him. Like, if he's anyplace else, he's very talented. But give him Jared Goff. Is he as good as he was? I don't think so. He's not getting the money he did. I don't think so. So, yeah, just take your money, go move down to South Beach, and play ping pong.
Yeah, I agree. So I appreciate you letting me off that chest. But also, I would say I would honestly continue the it didn't hit last week because he got injured. But Tyreek Hill over whatever the receptions are, he's been usually hitting the over on the props so far this year.
Okay. Both Clark and Joey have Buffalo -7. Those two seem to be on the same page this week.
Well, they're canoodling. I mean, coercing, or whatever you want to call it.
I like canoodling better.
Yeah, you can copy my work, but don't make it obvious.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, next game, Atlanta at New Orleans. Atlanta 4-point dogs, total of 43. I'll start with this one. I took the New Orleans under 23.5. They haven't hit that many points in a few weeks now. Atlanta's defense sucks, but I just don't think New Orleans is that good. So,
damn, that's a good one, dude. I like that. And again, Atlanta can allow a lot of points at times, but under 23.5, you said?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a great pick, dude.
Thank you.
I have under 43 points. Divisional games, I think they're played a little tougher. Mariota, we don't know what's going on with him, apparently. No offense. Andy Dalton's handsome. He just can't throw the football anymore. I don't see how they get 43 combined points.
No.
I took New Orleans to cover, what I get it at, 4.5? Yeah, I got it at 4.5. New Orleans to cover that. Desmond Ridder starting for Atlanta. Mariota, MIA. So Atlanta's kind of in shambles right now, I think. So New Orleans isn't great, but I mean, Dalton can have a game. Like say, Atlanta's giving up points. I like 4.5 here for New Orleans.
I wonder what's going on with Mariota, because he's been pretty quiet his whole career. He's never really had
Yeah.
anything around. So there must be something serious.
He's never been issues in the locker room that we know of with him.
No. Joey is going with the Atlanta money line.
Oh,
My boy.
And
Homer Mahosky.
Clark is taking Atlanta +4. So those two they must have met at the local Denny's or something and made their picks together.
I think they were FaceTiming each other. What are you wearing? Things like that. And then they talked football afterwards.
I think so.
For Atlanta money line, since they're underdogs, they are +175.
Oh.
Get the money while you can.
If you want to make that money,
that's right,
or lose it.
So a good pick, Joey, or terrible pick, whichever. We'll see.
That's a great pick, or terrible. I guess we'll see on Sunday. Wow, we are such great experts at calling this.
Yeah. All right, next game, Philadelphia at Chicago. Philadelphia 9-point favorites with a total of 48.5. The games, it's going to be cold in Chicago. I'm going under 48.5. I think Philadelphia can score, but I don't know. It sounds like what's his nuts quarterback from Ohio State.
Ohio Justin Fields.
There you go. Sounds like Justin Fields is a little hurt. He had illness today too and missed practice. So I think I'm gonna say Chicago's probably not scoring much and going with the under.
So you're telling me Hurts will be on the field, but Fields is hurt?
Yes.
Crazy.
Wow.
Holy cow! You just blew my mind.
I got over 48.5 points. I don't see anyone stopping Philadelphia right now. I think they're on a mission. I said the same thing about the Cowboys last week, but I think Philly's had a better track record of consistently putting up these points. Chicago's defense is bad. I don't even think Fields being on the field or not matters, to be honest.
Yeah. I just think it's going to be too cold for Hurts to throw so much. That's just me. Plus Chicago's field sucks too. I mean, so that's my thinking. I'm probably on the wrong side of things. Trent?
So you know that I hate these big spreads like this, and I usually bet the underdog to cover. Not this game. I watched like all the Philadelphia game last week as they just did whatever they wanted and pounded the Giants. So I got Philly here. You know, last week the game was in the cold and the rain out in New York. I don't think that matters here. I think Philly still puts up a crap load of points against Chicago.
Not to bring up one of our I guess probably funnier clips from last week, which again, find the clip of us talking about Philly and eating horse shit last week. But I still can't believe you would not eat a tablespoon of horse shit for your team to win a Super Bowl. That would be the easiest exchange every year, man.
Do you think the guy only ate a tablespoon?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like, I can't remember the video but it wasn't like a handful and he was scarfing it down.
He probably put it in a cheesesteak and that's what his meat was.
I'll be honest, that makes it even easier for me. I get to eat horse shit and it's got a little nacho cheese on top that can kind of smother the shit flavor.
And don't forget the bun. Don't forget the bun.
On the bun, yeah.
Sorry, dude. No.
That'd be terrible if it was a bad bun, though. You know, if you're eating your shit sandwich and then the bread is stale. Oh.
If it's terrible. Like Jimmy John's French bread that's chewy and gross.
Okay. Can I just say that I feel like karma has to hit Philadelphia at some point when you're eating horse shit and punching a horse? I feel like karma has to hit you.
Yeah.
And this magical season is going to come down to something stupid in the playoffs because that guy decided to punch a horse. You can't punch a horse and get away with that. Come on.
Only if they're going to play like a horse team. Like they don't play the Broncos, do they?
I don't think so. Or the Colts. No,
or the Colts. Yeah.
Colts almost beat them earlier.
Yeah.
There's got to be karma somehow. Plus, they stole the seats at US Bank Stadium. You can't steal US Bank seats either. So,
I mean, just think though, this is a city that was given the worst mascot of all time, just an anomaly called Gritty, and now it's the most lovable mascot everyone it's just Gritty. We don't describe what the monster is. It's just a gigantic orange fur ball named Gritty. And I love him. Everyone loves him. But when he first came out, everyone thought he was fucking stupid. But Philadelphia found a way, dude.
And that's our daily USFL talk.
Yeah.
No, that's
No, it's the
that's the hockey. The
Yeah.
Flyers.
Oh, that's hockey. Wasn't there a weird red thingy
That
too
was
in
red.
the USFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were thinking the right thing as well.
That was Hilltopper knockoff.
Oh, okay,
That was
sorry.
Red Grimace from the McDonald's commercial.
Sorry, I messed that up. I'm sorry.
I mean,
are you pulling up Gritty there, Brian?
Are you aware of who Gritty is?
Yeah, I am.
I'm apparently not.
Okay, I got it coming up on images. I'll share it here if we want to go to the next game while it's loading.
Well, I was gonna say Joey has the over 48.5 with you, and Clark has Philadelphia -9. Don't the Phillies have a weird mascot too?
Yeah, the Philly Fanatic. He's got green.
It's like the Birdo from.
He's
Mario.
another like lovable mascot that everybody loves. That
Mhm.
it's just weird.
Just as long as it's a fat mascot that you can make look like he's something in the air and stuff, that really gets the crowd going.
How's
All
Philly
right.
getting
All
away
right,
with
here
this?
it is. It's my computer taking for freaking ever here.
Is that might be why you're just skipping too?
Yeah, we just heard a lot of what you said in a short amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
What
That's
the hell?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's special. Him and I are wearing the same color today, so I guess I'm just like him.
Ryan, big Gritty fan.
Huge Grady fan. Bigger fan of the USFL mascot though.
I'll be honest though, if Trent wasn't wearing a hat, I wouldn't be able to tell us apart. We're both wearing Chiefs gear here.
Yeah, you guys are like twinsies today.
That's right.
Yeah,
Twinsies.
one thing.
Man, Clark and Joey in their picks. You guys with the apparel. I'm the fifth wheel here tonight.
I'm
Get
sure
Rumor in
you
there.
got a Cyclone stocking hat laying around somewhere, Brian.
Yeah. I won't find it
All
right
right.
away, but
Next game, Detroit at the New York Jets. This is a pick'em game, so that's strange to me with how great the defense of the Jets are, but total 44.5. I don't know what Mike White's status is or what. Either way,
I think they're
I'll
still
just-
trying to unpry him in half from that hit last year.
yeah.
They're peeling him off the turf as we
Yeah.
speak.
I'm going with the Detroit team total of over 22. They've been clearing that easy. I know the Jets have a good defense, but 22 just seems low for how many points they've been scoring.
Yeah, Goff is on fire, dude. I love that team over pick. I just have over 44.5 points. Again, I know Jets defense is good, but Detroit's offense is looking good. And honestly, Detroit's defense hasn't been the greatest, and they should allow some points as well. That is a weird. I'll be honest, it's weird that it's a pick 'em, but I mean, both teams are so unpredictable. I think it fits.
Talk about two teams that are just completely opposite.
Yeah, I'd agree 100%. If Brees Hall was playing, I would have picked the Jets with ease.
Trent, who you got?
So I got Detroit as a 1-point favorite on this when I made my picks today. So Detroit just beat Minnesota. They're putting up points. They're looking pretty good. So I like Detroit to win this by more than one, I guess.
Yeah. Joey took the New York Jets money line and Clark took the Detroit money line. So they were not cooperating on that one.
No, that was the one pick to
Throw everyone off.
make it look like we're not copying each other. That was the one right there.
Yep. All right, next game. Pittsburgh at Carolina. Carolina 3-point favorites with a total of 37.5. Trent, why don't you lead this one off?
Oh, let's see. I took the over. I got it at 37.5 as well. So took the over. Yeah, there we go, Bryant. Twinsies. Just the over under was so low on this. I couldn't take the over. I always say life's too short to bet on the unders. Take the over 37.5 here.
Okay. Well,
That's rough.
I have you know what? Carolina has been picking their game up. Is Sam Darnold good now? Do you just need to get away from the Jets? I don't know, but This one was tough for me because, like I said, Darnold is playing amazing, but guess what? The Steelers are also getting T.J. Watt back from injury. So, I mean, I think I'm going to take Carolina -3. I think the offense is going to do more than what that Steelers defense can stop.
Yeah, I think we have a different Carolina team. So I took the Carolina over 20 points team total.
Nice.
I think TJ Watt's a game changer, but I don't think he's that much of a game changer. I mean, outside of him, they just still have not looked that great. So yeah, over 20 for Carolina.
I hope your bet hits, because if Carolina scores over 20, my over 37.5 is looking pretty good.
And it's at Carolina too, so I don't think they're dealing with cold weather or anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look at this, guys. Joey and Clark, both with the Pittsburgh money line.
Canoodling. That's all they were doing this whole week.
All canoodling. Yep.
And weird, the only two that aren't here that can show their faces to prove that they're not canoodling. Just interesting. I'm just throwing it out there.
We're on you guys.
This is more on Joey than Clark.
The jig's up.
All right, next game, Dallas at Jacksonville. Is that Jacksonville? Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, you know how bad I am. I usually spell JX. I guess that's just how messed up I am.
That's what it's supposed to be.
But I think that's what it is on
like
all the other weeks. But on this week, for some reason, it was JAC. So my copy and pasting skills got that over there.
I was the idiot that did it too. Good for me. Good for you, Ryan. Anyway, Dallas 4-point favorites, total 47.5. So this is one of those that I took a spread on. I thought this one was too obvious and took the Dallas -4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think they're a great team, and I think the Houston game was probably a fluke, but I just thought this one was too obvious this week.
I agree. I think Houston, I think that's going to wake that team up. They still got away with the victory. But again, Jaguars were looking good. Trevor Lawrence had them playing very well last week, and it was kind of funny seeing the Jaguars talking shit to a better Titans team. But again, when you beat their ass that well, I mean, it was within 14 points, but really the whole game, it was never within the Titans' control. So, this one's too easy. Dallas -4. And if they do, I think I finally have to admit Jacksonville might be good.
Yeah. Trent?
Easiest bet of the week. I got it at 4.5. Dallas to cover.
Is this your 10-star of the week here? 11-star of the week? Your 11-star bet of the week here?
Wait.
What's that mean?
Your top bet of the week.
Oh, boy. This is it.
I mean,
easy money right here.
Usually things are 5-star, but you have to be so confident and get the 11-star.
Yeah. 11-star bet of the week.
Double and a half
Easy
stars.
Money. Yes. Easy money.
Joey, Dallas -4. Clark, Jacksonville +4.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
It's Clark against the world today.
That was the, hey, you can copy homework, but don't copy everything. That was the one wrong answer that Clark put down.
Yep. All right, next game, Kansas City -14 at Houston, total of 49.5. Bryant, go ahead.
Chiefs defense is dookie, dude. They made the Broncos look competent and were charging. I got Houston covering +14, dude. I mean, Houston has a strong young core. Davis Mills, I don't think he's that great, but something about him's working right now. And it's scary that they were that close versus Dallas. The Chiefs have proven that they will play down to competition this year. I don't see how Houston doesn't cover 14. And if the Chiefs do cover, then my team won by a lot of points. So I'm fine with it.
That is such a huge spread. I mean, Kansas City is good. Houston's not great. That is a huge, scary spread.
How did so many people take Dallas -16.5 when all you were talking about double-digit spreads, how they're all professionals? How could you not pick the underdog in that?
Yeah.
I picked the underdog to cover.
That was smart.
Well, I mean, look who's at the top of the standings.
There's no argument here, but I agree.
Yeah, so I'm with Bryant here. I hate these big spreads. I always take the underdog on them. 14. All it takes is a garbage time touchdown to lose by 13. That's all it takes.
I like how whenever we bet against these big spreads, it's, hey, garbage time touchdown. We're relying on they're going to win by so much, but the garbage time will get it to cover every time.
That's betting. That's
Plus-
sports betting right there.
I guess I didn't look it up, but when Kansas City's been favored by like 2 scores, they usually don't cover that from what
Nope.
I've been.
0-4 in their last 4 games against the spread.
So Joey and Clark took the over 49.5. I took the over 31 for Kansas City. I think they'll score a lot of points. I mean, they just scored a lot of points against Denver, who's got a great defense and threw 3 interceptions. I think they'll score pretty easy, but I think Houston will probably score easy too. So yeah, I'm taking the Kansas City over 31.
So we only need Houston to score 17. We're good.
Yeah.
If that happens. So
8, yeah. Yep. All right.
Ooh, finally, our game of the week here. Woo!
Oh God. Arizona and Colt McCoy 3-point dogs to Denver, and is Russ Wilson back? I don't think he'll be back, will he?
I think so. I can't remember. I'm looking up who the Denver backup is right now.
It's Ripien.
Ripien. Who? Wow.
Total 36 points. I'm in the way. I took the the team total of Denver under 20.
Oh, the hitting with ease, dude. With ease.
They've covered that twice this year. That's it.
Yeah.
And with Ripien's their backup, I don't see that unless Latavius Murray has a career game. I do not see that happening.
I know I've been looking at the odds on this, and I know the odds are very favorable. It's like minus 500, but I'm going to take for sure that's going to hit both of my thumbs into my eyeballs, so I don't have to watch this game. This is going to be an awful game. I have under 36 points. My God, I feel so bad for the people that live in Phoenix and Denver that is their local game. I don't even care what the other game is. It could be the Puppy Bowl. I'd rather watch that than this garbage game.
Sorry, who'd you take?
I took the under 36 points.
Okay. Trent?
I took the over 36 and a half. Just a low
Dumbass.
number. We'll be seeing that come Sunday, won't we?
Yeah.
It's just a low over under. All it takes is 19 to 18. That's all it takes here.
That is true.
No. Oh, 19-18. Yep, you're right. Never mind.
Yep.
And this
That's
would be the type
asking
of
a
game
lot.
that would have a 19 to 18 score because both of these teams are just terrible.
Because here's the
Still
thing:
be under 20,
Arizona is now better with Colt McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think so?
And Russ, Denver without Russ Wilson ain't getting any worse. So
yeah.
Do you really think
Yeah,
Colt
kinda.
McCoy is better than Kyler?
I think it's a different offense, but it's manageable.
yeah,
But you know what?
That's
At
my
the same
cop-out.
time, I was kind of questioning that, but at the same time, it's kind of the same point that I made with Lamar. Obviously, Kyler and what's his face didn't get along very well.
Mhm.
Head coach there. I can't remember his name right now. My COVID brain makes it so I cannot remember easy stuff like that.
Cliff
Yeah.
Kingsbury.
There you go. But obviously they don't get along well. Colt again might get along better with him and actually listen to what the coach has to say. So they might be a better team then.
Yep.
Joey
Texas would have
took
won that national championship if Colt didn't get injured.
Joey took under 36. Clark took the Denver -3.
Sure.
All right, next
That was
game.
my official Big Ten game of the week because I'm not going to watch it.
It's my official. Let's get a nap in on Sunday.
Exactly.
I'll be at Avatar at that point, just thinking, man, I'm glad I'm watching this instead of that crappy game.
Hell yeah.
All right, next game, New England at Las Vegas.
Another pick.
Another pick 'em for the week. Another pick 'em. And a total of 44.5. Again, these two teams are kind of different again. Bryant, do you want to start this one out? I know you're a big Raiders fan.
Yeah, I got money line New England, and to be honest, that was my last pick because I couldn't figure out Are the Raiders going to be competent and pull one out, or is New England going to finally pull out and be competent and win a game? This came down to who's their cheating coach at
Belichick.
No,
the Raiders.
The other cheating coach,
McDaniels.
Yeah. McDaniels. This came down to McDaniels versus Belichick. I think Belichick's going to out-scheme him. New England money line.
I took the over 22 team total for New England. They've been covering that they've covered that pretty regularly this season. And the Raiders have a bottom third defense for points per game. So yeah, I think it's going to be indoors. I think New England will be able to score. Yeah, I'm going over 22 for New England.
Solid.
Trent?
When I bet on this, Vegas was a 1-point favorite. I took the New England money line. That's where the money was in this. Now I'll probably get it wrong because I don't know if you've noticed on the right side of my spreadsheet, I have every team and how I've done betting with them on the year. And Vegas, what am I with Vegas here? Let's find it. I'm 3-9, actually 3-10, I believe. Where's Vegas? Vegas was on a bye last week. So yeah, 3-9 with them, betting on them this year. So yeah, so probably wrong.
Interesting. You've done the best, yeah, but I think that's just because you've probably had them covering every week.
Philly and Tampa Bay have been my best. Vegas, I think, is my worst.
Vegas is your worst, followed by a bunch of teams with like 5 wins. And no shocker, Atlanta, the Jets, Bears, Cleveland, all the teams that we're literally saying right now, what team is going to show up?
Exactly.
So
yeah,
no shocker, they're interesting.
Sorry, I didn't need to move that up.
So Joey took the New England money line and Clark took the Raiders money line.
Clark, what the hell, man?
So they must not have been canoodling on all their picks anyway.
Another Chiefs fan picking the Raiders to win.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that one. And the Denver -3.
You don't bet with your heart, you bet with your head. Okay.
Yes.
So it's got me in trouble the last couple weeks. Probably what's getting me in trouble now, to be honest.
Never bet with your heart.
Never.
The next game, Tennessee +3 at the Chargers with a total of 47.5. Another AFC best game here. Bryant, go ahead.
I have under 47.5 points because I hate fun. I know that I know the Chargers are coming back together. But honestly, the Titans didn't look too good. They're more of, ground and pound, stop the other team. Are the Chargers, with their injuries and everyone now finally somewhat healthy, are they going to be able to be the Chargers that we expected when they played in primetime week 2 versus the Chiefs? I don't know. I frankly think Tennessee's defense, and with the Chargers defense getting healthier, it's just going to kind of be a bloodbath. And I think the Chargers still win, but I can definitely see a 20-17 game hard fought, with the Chargers wide receivers back and Tennessee keeping it close like they always do, other than last week.
Yeah. Trent?
I like the Chargers to cover 3 here. They're at home. They're not that they have a home field advantage, but they are getting healthy. Tennessee laid a big old pile of dookie last week versus the Jags. Derrick Henry hasn't – he started off good. He hasn't been his normal 100-yard game every game this year. I like the Chargers to cover this 3.
I took the Chargers team total over 24.5. They're getting better, scoring more points. Tennessee just absolutely got demolished last week. Led a lot more points than that. Scored to a team that I don't think is as good as the Chargers either. It's at Los Angeles. It'd be cooler if it was at San Diego, but it's at LA. So yeah, over 24.5 for the Chargers.
last 5 weeks for rushing for Derrick Henry: 53 yards versus Denver, 87 yards versus Green Bay, 38 yards versus Cincinnati, 30 yards versus Philadelphia, and then he did have 121 versus Jacksonville. How much is that in garbage time? Clearly him rushing for a lot did not lead to the victory. So
Exactly. Yes.
he has
Thank
definitely
you.
dropped off for sure, dude.
2 fumbles too last week, right?
I'm pulling it up right now. Yes, 2 fumbles and 2 lost fumbles too.
What the hell's going on here?
He's had 3 fumbles the last 3 weeks and 2 lost.
Joey has the Chargers -3, and Clark also with the Chargers -3. Back to their canoodling ways.
Yep.
Next game, we have Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. Cincinnati 3.5-point favorites with a total of 44. Was this one obvious again, guys?
I don't know how Cincinnati's only a 3.5-point favorite. That's
Yeah.
silly line. You got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase back. I guess it would become, is T. Higgins going to be that big of a difference where are they going to be able to just concentrate on Jamar? But then also you have 2 supreme running backs that can run. So I guess it comes down to can Tampa Bay's defensive line create enough pressure on Joe Burrow and stop the run to make this game interesting, which I don't think they can.
Has Tampa done anything to make you think they can even keep up with Cincinnati?
Every bet for the last month, all of us go, I think I'm going to take Tampa Bay, nothing because of what the team's doing, because of Tom Brady. And right now, Tom Brady's showing that he can't quite lift them up to the victory or to even compete like they need to.
Yeah. Yep. This is my last spread game. I thought this one was too easy. I took Cincinnati -3.5.
Would you consider doing an alternate line with Cincinnati? Are you that confident?
I would probably do Cincinnati -6. Yeah.
I want to see what the odds on that are. Trent, what did you have?
I have Cincinnati covering 3.5. Again, yeah, like you said, like this is an obvious one. Cincinnati's becoming Cincinnati, who we thought they were going to be all year. They're healthy. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers looked god awful last week versus the 49ers. So, I like Cincinnati to cover that.
If you have Cincinnati winning by a touchdown, so -6.5, you get odds of +126. And then if you have them where, the 10-point spread, it'd be plus 178. Let's just say you think they're going to win by 2 full touchdowns, -13.5, that'd be +275. So if you're really confident in Joe Burrow and that team, I mean, that might be worth getting those extra points. Because like I said, this one seems too obvious. I don't know what it is, but
this one and the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right. The other guys also took the same too.
Shocker.
Next game, New York Giants at the Washington football team. 4.5-point favorites. Washington is total 40.5. Trent, do you want to start this one?
Sure. Yeah. I have the Giants covering 4.5. They are a 4.5 dog here on the road at Washington. I know they just got embarrassed by Philly last week at home. Washington isn't very high scoring. The Giants, they can score if they get Saquon going. I like what's that?
I was going to say that is the key because
Exactly.
when they've been losing recently, absolutely nothing from the guy.
Yeah, so I do like the Giants to cover 4.5 here.
So I honestly, I damn near took the under again. I loved riding that high of under 40.5 points, and it sat at 40 from 2 minutes to at the end of regulation, all overtime. Absolutely loved it. But no, the last few weeks. So wow. Okay, so the Giants have fallen off pretty bad. I didn't realize that it was until this bad, but here's the last 6 weeks for them. In a loss, 20 rushes for 53 yards. In their lone victory in the last 6 weeks, he rushed for 152 yards and a touchdown. In a loss, 15 rushes for 22 yards. In a loss, 11 for 39 yards. In a tie, 18 for 63 yards, and that was Washington, so that's the one comparable game. And then a loss last week, 9 rushes for 28 yards. Saquon ain't cooking, dude. I mean, and if that's going to be your best player, because Danny Dimes is known to be a career unders hitter. So I don't know, man. I think that it's going to be a low-scoring defensive battle again. I as well have New York Giants plus 4.5. I think we might have done some canoodling, Trent, because it seems like we've had a lot of similar picks, but I don't see this game getting outlandishly far away from the Giants. They haven't been playing well, but I don't think the Commanders have that offense either.
I'm going to go with Washington going over 22.5. They literally just played the Giants last week or 2 weeks ago, and they scored 20 at the Meadowlands. It's at home for them. The Giants just are looking terrible now. Like you said, they're just not looking good. I think they can get those 3 extra points and get 23 points on New York.
I would almost bet the opposite, Ryan, just because usually home field advantage would be the key thing. That field is awful.
That's right. FedEx field is terrible.
That's a home field disadvantage just because you might be – how many knees have been ruined because of that fucking field, man?
That is true. That is an awful field. I'm still going to go with the over, though.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to give you a little shit.
No, I agree. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Now you have me second guessing.
Uh-oh. I'm in your brain.
So my strategy here, Brian, is just to pick all the same as you. That way you cannot make up games on me.
There it
here.
is.
Okay. Yep.
I thought iron sharpened iron, but you're okay with being dull over there, huh?
I mean, Joey and Clark are doing the same thing, taking New York Giants plus 4.5. So you guys might as well do the same.
Dolan in first place is okay with me.
Yeah, Dolan in first. All right.
All right, that was Sunday night. So we're going Monday Night Football. The Rams at Green Bay.
Wow. 7-point
favorites Green Bay is. We didn't talk about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield came in under 48 hours and led that team to victory. That's maybe Sean McVay will be a resurgence for him and for his career.
Mm-hmm.
But the total is 39.5. Who wants to start this one?
Over 39.5 points. Let's have an interesting Monday Night Football game. There is no stats behind that pick. I just thought it was a very low total.
Yep. I'm with you, Bryant. Over.
Come on, man.
If you thought that was low, I took the over on the Rams. The 15.5 was the team total. I feel like that's really low.
Wow.
And I truly believe Baker Mayfield will be a difference for them.
Especially
Baker Mayfield, I love it.
Mayfield.
Especially with him coming in last week and winning the game. Like,
yeah,
that is so low.
And if you looked at the post-game locker room video, like it looked like the team was absolutely for him. Like it looked like they were happy to have him there. So yeah, I think McVay is just going to reignite him. I really think he'll be good there.
Is Baker Mayfield the first player to have more head coaches than seasons? Because that guy I think he played for Hugh Jackson his first year, and then I think he might have had Stefanski for 2 years, but that guy has had a new coach every single fucking year for like 8 years. College, then he went to the Browns, then he had a different coach with the Browns, different coach.
Well, he's had three head coaches this year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Whoever's their coach now, and now McVay.
I mean, someone look up that stat. Or we get our intern on that.
Yeah.
We haven't hired him
yet. We'll get back to you next week.
Dylan, get us an intern. Come on.
Yeah.
Clark took the Rams plus 7. Joey took the under 39.5. So he's opposite of us, I guess. But yeah, I think 15.5 is pretty dang low for a team total.
I would agree with you there. 100%.
Is Bryant looking that up, or?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. My computer can only do one thing at a time.
All right. So while he's looking that up, Trent's gonna be doing some miming right now.
I will sing you a song. I guess I can just do Lou Holtz impressions the whole time.
Yeah.
Wait, what did Lou Holtz get here? What the heck?
Oh, sorry. I thought this was amateur hour. That will be tomorrow at 8:30 Central Time. You watch for it. We'll talk about Notre Dame.
Are you happy about Kelly going to LSU and having success?
No.
He didn't write a letter back to me.
Yeah. How can anybody leave touchdown Jesus and have success anywhere else?
Oh fuck!
Was
Yeah.
Rudy a fictional movie, Lou?
100% factual.
If I'm just gonna say it right now though, some people might disagree with me, but if Rudy wasn't on that Notre Dame team, I don't think Joe Montana would have been able to lead him to all those victories.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean it was all Rudy on that team for sure.
Rudy was the star. Joe Montana was a role player.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh fuck.
Did you find the stat, Brent?
No, the Google Fast said it was 3 head coaches, but that was from January earlier this year. So he's had 3 coaches since then. So that I guess he's had 3 head coaches with the Browns, and then he's had 3 head coaches this year. That puts him at 6 head coaches in 5 years.
That's
Oof.
pretty impressive.
So
Although
go ahead, sorry.
You have to give it up to Kirk Cousins. He's had a new offensive coordinator every season he's been with the Vikings.
Nice. Hey, that might end after this year, the streak. But also it mentioned he had 3 different offensive coordinators with the Browns. So that means he's at 5 different offensive coordinators, 6 different head coaches. And if you look at his journey so far, he's went from the Browns to the Panthers. And then you'd think going to the Rams is okay because they just went to the Super Bowl, and they're a complete shell of themselves after that. That poor guy has not gotten a fair shot in the league, and I mean, good on him. He's been able to make the most of his opportunities. I guarantee that win with Los Angeles last week at least bought him a couple more opportunities in the league coming up.
I don't think he's bad. I really don't. Like, he took the Browns to the playoffs, didn't he? Like,
he made them a stable organization. And once you have a stability at quarterback, you can build around it.
Like, they're winning 1 to 2 games a year at most before he got there. So I don't think Baker Mayfield is terrible. I really don't.
In his last season there, he played through so many injuries. It was obvious he wasn't himself, and he still went out there and gave it all. Absolutely.
Anybody who can plant the flag at Ohio State, good in my book.
And anyone that can lose to an Iowa State middle linebacker, they're fine by my book.
And then, anybody who loses to Iowa State planting the flag on their field, I'm cool with him. And giving the crotch grab to KU, hold these nuts. I think that's what he said.
And it's like, if you're Kansas at that point, why do you disrespect the Heisman front runner at that point? If you have a solid defense, you do that because you want to piss them off. You want them thinking not about the game plan. You're Kansas. What the fuck were you going to do at that point? Yeah, let's piss him off. And now he's going to really run all over us in Booth Stadium.
Yeah, what they do, didn't they at midfield during the coin toss, they didn't shake his hand?
Yeah.
So you made Baker Mayfield look like the good guy. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd say unfortunately they got it turned around now and they're starting to be competitive. But yeah, I still remember that one. Like, it was just like, why, man? Like,
yeah,
maybe that was probably their only strategy. They clearly didn't have the athletes to keep up.
Get in his head.
Yeah, we know Texas couldn't get in his head this year. We knew all these other Ohio State couldn't. Us and Lawrence, Kansas are the ones that are going to stop this guy this year.
The 0-9 Jayhawks.
Yeah.
Sorry, the dinosaur parrots.
The dinosaur parrots. I'm trying to see what he went off for in that game. Pulling up the game splits here. I can't find it. Who cares?
Well, does anybody have anything else before we take off?
I think I'm good, dude.
No, right now it's just Trent versus the bot.
Oh yeah, let's make a comment about that. So in the zone, we're part of that right now. I believe Peter and his bot, Peter, who does the power rankings. Peter and his bot are doing football betting now, and so now we're taking on Trent, who's basically our bot, and putting him up against Peter's bots. So we'll see how that goes this week.
Can you get me like the Rain Man numbers going around my head as a background?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I mean, come on.
Trent, we're over 30 and we're just getting the podcast. You think we know something cool how to make those visual effects? Come on.
I just literally had to have a 21-year-old make a clip of us from Monday night. So we're doing well.
We're happy we just have video and sound.
Did he make it into a TikTok?
Oh, Dylan, you need to. I'll message him right now.
Yeah.
I will message him.
We need to make a TikTok, and then maybe someday we'll be as big as James Draws on there, but I doubt it. That kid's incredible.
What about the dog that used to, if it was a Bones Day or no Bones Day, did that dog die?
Yeah,
he died
dude.
2 weeks
Noodle
ago.
died.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm upset my wife
Everyone was supposed
didn't
to have a
know
no
that.
Bones Day to celebrate or something, and then it's Bone Days forever afterwards, I guess.
I'm messaging Dylan right now.
You know what the sad thing is TikTok's been around long enough now where you're starting to see all these animal accounts, and there's a lot of them that have just died now, where now it's just like they created all this content, got 200,000 followers, they've made merch, and then the animal dies. And it's like, oh, well, I guess the cash cow or the cash pug in this point is gone.
It's awful.
Poor Noodle.
Yeah, poor Noodle. I totally forgot about that thing. I saw today TikTok was banned from all government phones, so might.
Well, and we all know the government will never do anything wrong, so I'm glad they finally.
Yeah, never anything wrong. So, all right. Well, who has our socials? I don't know ours. Let's see. Twitch is Heartland Pulse. I can throw that out there.
Yeah,
we got scrolling on the bottom here.
IG and Twitter, Heartland Pulse, Facebook and YouTube, Pulse of the Heartland. So go check us out. Go check out In the Zone and go see how the bot does compared to Trent, what his picks are compared to Trent. Look at Uncle Joe. He was getting a lot of views, but he's taken a little hiatus because he's got some busy work stuff. You probably won't see him around too much in the next few weeks, but he'll be back after Christmas time, it sounds like, or after New Year's, it sounds like. So you're going to be stuck with us three and Clark when he shows up too.
I could start writing Joey's blog for him. He is his ghostwriter.
Ooh.
It's just full of grammatical errors and spelling errors and stuff.
Can you make an Uncle Joe's thoughts? And the whole article is about how Iowa State won the Cyhawk.
Yeah, I could do that for him. Yes.
No, you need to make it about how Iowa stole black jerseys from Iowa State.
There we go. Yeah, we had him originally in 1908 or some shit. So
I think you're on to something, Ryan.
And
I like where you're going with this.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. All right. Well, you guys are doing your Thursday night amateur hour tomorrow night, correct?
Yes, sir. Thursday, 8:30 live or 8:45 if we have technical issues again.
Lou Holtz will probably make an appearance.
7:30 Central Time if you like to have some scenery in your life, or Mountain Time if you like to have some scenery in your life.
Yeah, how's that scenery right now, Ryan?
Dude, I got to use my snowblower and it ran well.
There we go.
And I had 2 days paid from work. So
I love running my snowblower, dude.
I do too.
Whenever it snows, I hope it snows a foot so I can use it every time.
Yeah, we had 5 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot drift. So it was I was able to get under it and then go back around for a second sweep. So it got good use today.
I'm jealous, man.
Ran through a lot of gas, I can tell you that much. But
I'm totally jealous.
Yeah. Yep. I'm thinking maybe we should have a 4-wheeler with a plow, but this is the first big snowstorm we've had in like 3-4 years. So it's like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone have a great evening and we'll see you again next week.
See you tomorrow.